been a crazy morning. So I'll start off with the start of the morning. So I woke up this morning. Um, my neighbors were making sounds through the walls. So that was the first thing that was happening, and there was also a truck unloading outside or whatever. And right now, there's someone with a red shirt. My water heater is turning on, and something else is going on, I'm sure. But but yeah, my one neighbor though, like he was like stomping this morning. I'm pretty sure he was doing that synced, and just like every other sound that I hear through the wall is synced. So it's probably a sync sound. He's just stomping really loud at like 5:30 this morning. I was already up, but like it like shook the whole building though. So like if it was a gang stalker thing, I'm saying like that's ridiculous because like he's just waking everybody up. But like, but uh, but then later on, I hear this truck outside, and then I hear my one neighbor start tapping, and then my other neighbor is like walking around. I hear that like at the exact same time as the other neighbor tapping and syncing up with a car outside. Like he starts tapping with the car outside, and then he taps again right as the guy walks around on the other side, on the opposite side of me. And then so I went outside this morning, and there's just a bunch of people walking out like with these smirks on their face, and just like people, there's like I just see people like a boyfriend and girlfriend together. It's like they're on a date or something, but they're just like stalking me, and they got this smirk on their face. It's just really stalkward out here with all these people around me, walking out in front of me with these smirks on their face, like they're playing a game. and and then I came back out of the grocery store, and there's this guy on a bike riding up the street. I just knew he was gonna be a stalker when he rode by me. Like I just see him way up the street, and like there's no cars driving by either. But I just see this guy on the bike way up the street, and I'm like, "Yup, he's coming to stalk me, right?" And then he rides by me right as the car drives by, right at his place, and I'm like, "Yup." And then I got back inside my apartment, and then there's these sirens going off, a fire truck, an ambulance, and a bunch of cop cars drive by my apartment, just setting off their sirens like crazy. And then the ambulance came back the other way with a siren. I don't know if there was an actual emergency or what, if they had an actual fire they were going to or what, but they drove by my apartment to stalk me on the way if there was. Either way, they were stalking me when they drove by me. They just drove out right after I got back in my apartment, so I don't think it was a real emergency. I think it was just I got back to my apartment was the emergency. So they had to drive out and drive around in a circle and then go back, I guess. But then yeah, the ambulance came back the other way with the siren, like a little while later. And then a little while after that, a helicopter flew over me. I just uploaded that video. A helicopter flew right over my head here in my apartment. So it's been a crazy morning. Stalkered up. I've been hearing all these weird sounds in my apartment that sound like they're coming from inside my apartment. I don't know if it's like in the walls or something. Or something's hitting my window. Or what the sounds are, but they sound synced though. Maybe it's a ghost gang stalking me. I don't know. Do they got ghost gang stalkers too? Wouldn't surprise me at this point. People are just still gang stalking after they're dead. Bruh, they're still gang stalking after they're dead. That's fucked up. They can't even get a life in the afterlife. There goes a thudding noise over there, synced up with all these cars out here. It's the thudding noise inside my apartment building. One of my neighbors or something. Bruh. Haven't heard the train horn yet today. So that's good. I haven't heard one single train horn yet. But yeah, like when I walked into the grocery store too, it was just like there's like no loud cars or anything this morning. It was just all quiet. And then like right when I walk up to the door, there's this car. It's just like honk honk honk. Like sometimes they're quieter. There's like no loud cars when I went out this morning at all. But then the last few days though, I've been hearing a lot of loud cars outside my apartment that are really synced up with their loud car engines. Right nearby outside my apartment. Been hearing a lot of that the last few days. There's the whiteys and a banging noise. And then this thing clicks as the cars sink at the intersection. The heater on my wall clicks. Right when they get to the intersection. Just always click syncs with something. Or it'll click right as a car honks or whatever. It's just like every electronic device, I guess. Everything that's connected to the wall. I guess. They can control. I don't know. Like this light flickers sometimes. It hasn't done it in a long time. That light will flicker synced. Thought I heard another siren going off. Not yet. They gotta do the train horn first and then another siren. But I recorded that this morning though. I recorded them driving by me with their sirens. So, got that in the archives. Whenever I move out of here, I'll upload the videos of things that happen outside of here. They're doing it right now, and they just keep doing it. Of course. You already know. I don't see helicopters very often though. But there was one this morning. And then one day, I walked out of my apartment and there was a helicopter flying right over my head, really low in the sky. Like last year or whatever. Like, I don't remember when it was, like last summer or something. Like right when I walk out of the door of my apartment, there's just this helicopter right over my head, really low in the sky, and just flying out. Like literally a scene out of a movie. Bruh, here goes a white car driving through the parking lot for no reason. And then driving out, synced with the red car. Oh, and he's coming back around with the white car. Then he sinks at the other corner with another white car. When he goes around the last corner, he sinks with another white car, and another white car drove out with that white car, and it's coming around, and then it's gonna sink with another car when it comes around. And there's someone walking out with it, and there's someone else walking out with it when it goes around the corner. Someone walking up, loading something in a U-Haul, synced with with the white truck driving by, and another person walking up in the parking lot at the same time. There's someone opening a dumpster, and they're doing it synced with the white cars on the street, aren't they? There's someone else walking out to the dumpster. And they're opening it right as a white SUV and a white truck drive out. And then the white SUV and the white truck sink at the other corner right as she closed the dumpster. I just have to like keep like doing this. Like, is this real? These people are stupid, dude. What is this stupid shit? Do another stupid thing. She's walking around the dumpster as someone is opening a truck door, and they're also walking up into the U-Haul, and then she opens the dumpster right when a white van drives out. Bruh. Why is everyone stupid? I just want to know why it's everyone. Like, really? Like, here comes another white truck, a different one, pulling up in the parking lot now with another white truck in the background behind it. And then he turns it off right as the other white truck goes around the corner. And then he opens the door synced with this white truck, right? Nope, he didn't open the door yet. This guy rode by me on a bike, and he was probably a stalker. It's just the most retarded thing that you could possibly be is a stalker. It's just the dumbest thing that you could possibly do on earth is be a stalker and ride by my apartment on a bike. How lame can you possibly be? Wow, there's a tan car syncing with a silver car. And then they're walking out of the U-Haul. They just keep walking in and out of this U-Haul synced with cars. Here comes a white van, and it's driving out. And then it syncs with the male van, and someone was walking out in all red. Red shirt and red pants. There's someone else with a red shirt on. Are they a stalker too? The red shirt, red pants lady's getting in a white car. She's doing it as the other one with the red shirt gets across the parking lot. There's a red car and a blue car. And then there's a car in the background synced with those cars. And then it syncs with another car. And then the white car is just sitting there. She's gonna take off in her red shirt, red pants, and her white car. When there's these other stalkers driving out behind her. But when's she gonna take off in the white car with the red shirt and the red pants on? Is it gonna be with another white car? Here's a white truck taking off out of the parking lot that I always see stalking. He's taking off with other white cars on the street. And then there's a silver car coming in the parking lot. It's turning to park right as the white truck hits the street. And there's also a tan truck driving out at the same time. And he's just sitting there for a long time, his white truck. Oh, and then the white car is taking off, and he starts driving, and the male truck is pulling up all at the same time. The white car with the red shirt with the red pants. That's when she took off. It was right then, at that moment, when the male truck pulled up with the white truck. Just magically again, right outside my apartment. From the perspective of my window, looking out it, around corners of buildings. They're walking back out to the U-Haul now, and they're setting this down. It looked like it was synced with the white SUV driving by. I don't know. But every other time they walked in and out of that U-Haul, it was synced though. And a lot of times when I see U-Hauls, they're synced too. Like when I just see a U-Haul driving on the street. A lot of the time, I'll see gang stalker U-Hauls. I used to see the Monarch butterfly one a lot. There's two people with red shirts getting in a white SUV right now. Are they gang stalkers? I wonder. Let's see and find out. They're also getting in the back of the U-Haul at the same time, so there's that. And they just took off, right? This guy was like walking a bike and he walks it behind the U-Haul. And right when he did that was when the white SUV took off. I think he was syncing with that. And then he's going around the corner synced with another white SUV when he walks out of frame. And then they're coming back out of the U-Haul. And then when they walk around the corner, there's gonna be another white SUV or something. Yup, it's a white SUV. I knew it. It was a white SUV right at that moment. And then it syncs with a silver car. Wow. Another white SUV, a different white SUV. It's not like it's the same white SUV coming back around. It's different ones. Maybe sometimes it's the same one coming back around. But it's just different ones coming through all the time. Non-stop. Like they're just still going right now. Like I saw some red cars, and then there's the white cars again, and then the white cars are syncing with black cars. And then there's a mail truck driving out, and then he's gonna sync. He syncs with a white car. Like, this is just what people do. I just the mail truck parked over there. He's gonna drop off the package and then he's gonna get back in his car synced. All the way over there, down the street from my apartment window. What? He's backing up right as a white truck drives behind him, and this other white truck is driving through the parking lot. Bruh. He's parking again. He's gonna do it synced with these white trucks. Again, the same two white trucks. He syncs with them twice when he takes off and then when he parks again. And then he opens the door, synced with the white truck driving around the last corner. He's just gotta deliver his mail synced with me looking out of my apartment window, down the street at him. It just still blows my mind that this is what's happening right now, and he's taking off with a white SUV. He just took off with a white SUV. Any time that I see a mail truck, they have to stalk me. Every time. They can't just deliver the mail normal. They have to do it stalking me. Whatever they're doing, they have to do it stalking me. That's just the rules of the stalker game. I don't know why. What's so fun about the stalker game? That's just the rules of it. That you gotta do it stalking anything you're doing. You just stalk doing it. You just do it to stalk. You just turn whatever you're doing into a stalk thing. So if you're shoveling snow, you're just out on your, you're just out shoveling snow like a normal person, and then a target walks by you. You just gotta slam your snow shovel on the ground right when they walk by. That's just what you gotta do. I guess. That's just what everyone has to do. Like everyone. Here you come back out to the U-Haul. Is it gonna be synced again? There's black and silver cars driving out, a lot of them. And then they're syncing with a white SUV. Or wait, that's a silver SUV. And then he's walking back out down the U-Haul ramp right when it drives by him. Bruh. And they're walking back into the U-Haul synced with these three white cars, and then there's two red cars. One in the foreground, one in the background, syncing with each other. And then they're walking around the corner out of the U-Haul right as the car drives around the corner. And then there's two cars syncing, and then they're gonna come back out to the U-Haul. When? When are they gonna come back out to the U-Haul? Is it gonna be right when another white car drives by? What's gonna happen next? I don't see any stoopers. Oh, I think I see them. There they go. They sync with a white truck. That confirms it. They were the stoopers. Ah! They stooped. I think I heard a train horn. There goes my refrigerator. Yep, I hear the train horn again right when I walk up to this window now. You hear the train horn? There's the train horn. What up, train horn? There's this guy dumping something in a dumpster, synced with a white truck, and then people walked out of the U-Haul, synced with him walking by. To like they walk around the corner behind him as he walks closer, you know. Like here's the corner of the building. They walk around the corner of the building right as he walks by the corner of the building. Closer to me, you know. Is the train horn done? Where'd the train horn go? There it is. It just synced with these white cars getting to the intersection. There's the train horn. There's a guy with a red shirt or red hat. What's he gonna do? Is he a stalker? I bet. There's someone else walking up behind him as he's approaching and getting in a white SUV. And then they're walking back out to the U-Haul at the same time. And he's walking by this place right as the guy goes into the U-Haul. He walks right by a place where they always stalk. And then they're walking back out of the U-Haul as he walks by me with his red hat. And then the train horn is going off again. At this moment. And then there's a white SUV driving out. And it didn't sync with anything yet. But when he gets to the other corner, there's a bunch of cars driving out. Like 4 different cars driving out at the same time. And then this guy walks out at the same time in the parking lot. The same guy from before. And then he syncs with a white SUV at the corner of the building. Just walks around the parking lot as a white SUV drives by in the background. And they're walking back out to the U-Haul, and someone is telling them, go back out now, go now, when the white truck drives by. Sync with it perfectly as you go in the U-Haul. Like, what? It's just so ingenious how stupid it is. Like, there's just literally people going in and out of a U-Haul to stalk me right now. And a guy walking back across the parking lot right now when I walk up to my window, coincidentally. And then he's syncing with cars in the background again. He just walks around and perfectly syncs with it at the corner of the building. And then I'm hearing the train horn again, right at that moment. Oh, and then he got in a truck and he's taking off. This other truck pulled up and parked a second ago, and it's the stalker too. I just know it. And he takes off right when the white SUV drives out. And then the other white SUV that's on the side of the street is taking off now. The one from before that was walking out with the other person walking up. She's just been sitting in her white SUV waiting for the next notification to tell her to drive off right when this white truck drives out of the parking lot. Just wasting her life being a loser, sitting around on the side of the street, waiting for a robot to tell her to drive off. Taking orders from a Skynet bot. Is someone getting in a white truck in the parking lot? Are they gonna stalk too? They're just sitting there with the door open. Is it gonna close synced? Just standing there with the door open on the white truck. I bet the door is gonna close synced when it does. Stay tuned to find out. There's these other people walking up the parking lot though. What about them? There's other people. Oh, there's a white truck in the background right as they walk by me. It's just okay. Just one white truck driving by right when they walk by me. And then she's just standing out by her white truck still. What's she doing? I bet she's stalking over there. That's it. Why wouldn't they watch my live feed? They do. You're one of them, probably. She's just standing by a truck. Oh, now she's walking away from it right when I start talking about her again. Closing the door and walking across the parking lot again. Is she gonna sync with something? There's someone else walking out with a red shirt. What's gonna happen, man? She's getting in a white SUV with the red shirt right as the other lady gets to the other corner. Walks out of sight. And then this bird just flew right over my head. He was probably a stalker bird. And I'll see birds like fly across, like they'll fly across and then they'll sink with their car at the corner of the building. Like right where the bird flies around the corner of the building or flies by it or whatever, there'll be a car driving out right there. I've seen that before. They'll do things like that with the birds. You were sent from the future? Nice. What's the future like? There's some tan cars just magically meeting each other again, as always. And then there's white cars immediately after that. And this one white van is just driving around in a circle in the parking lot, syncing with all these white cars on the street. Coming from different directions. Synced with this white van just driving around in a circle in the parking lot and back out like a clown. Like a fucking lifeless loser clown bag. Driving around in a circle in a parking lot. Wasting gas and life energy and oxygen. And time. And oh, they're walking back out to the U-Haul now. What's gonna happen this time? There's a white car driving out with it. Ooh. And then the white car syncs with the red car. And then that's it. And then there's gonna be another white car or a red shirt or this silver car maybe. Is this gonna be a stalker? Alright, the silver car didn't stalk, I don't think. Thank God. Here's a white SUV though, and he's syncing with a white car and they're walking out of the U-Haul. And another white SUV is coming out. Just an infinite supply of white trucks and SUVs, and And sirens going off multiple times per day. Every time I hear one, it's going off because I moved, because I'm putting my shoes on, or because I farted, or whatever. What's gonna happen when I walk up to the window this time? There's a white SUV backing up and taking off right now. And he's syncing with a white SUV in the background. And there's a black and a silver car too, and then it's syncing with another silver car with the black truck. Right as the white SUV gets to the edge of the parking lot. And then and then there's more of them. There's a red and a blue car. They're all syncing with each other. They just keep passing the sync baton on to the next sync wave of sync heads to snort their sync crack compulsively. There's someone else walking out and she's gonna take a big whiff of the sync powder. Here she comes. She's gonna get synced out on the street again. There's other sync heads syncing up on the street behind her. Is she a sync head? She opens the car door right as there's this banging noise. Somewhere, some dumpster or something. Oh, and they're walking back out to the U-Haul as a white van is driving the parking lot. And then it's coming over and parking right by me, and it has a 99 on it. B99. It's got a B99 on it. It's parking directly next to me. You hear it? That's that car. They did that synced with these other cars driving out, and then they sync with other cars, and the guys are walking back out of the U-Haul at the same time, synced with the cars. And then there's other cars synced with the cars. It's a lot of cars syncing with other cars. Too many of them to talk about. And I would just be sitting here looking out my window all day like that. Just when I go live like this. But they do just drive by constantly though. Just every time I walk up to the window, I'm seeing something. Like, what's gonna happen this time? White SUV this time. And then syncing with another white SUV, and then there's these two red cars, and they look like stalkers. It's this red car stalker, he's syncing with two other white cars. Yup. I knew they were stalkers in the red cars. And then he's syncing with another white car. And then he's parking, synced with another white car and another white car. So many white cars. And then he's gonna open the red car door when a blue car drives by or something retarded like that. Here comes a blue truck. He didn't sync with the blue truck. I think the other cars were, though. There's this guy on a bike. And then he syncs with the car and the guy walking out of the U-Haul at the same time. Dude, I just can't ever see a guy on a bike. Just every time I see a guy on a bike, he's got a stock. He can't ever just be a guy on a bike. People just don't ride their bikes anymore just to ride a bike, get some exercise. They just ride around to stock anymore. They just ride bikes and skateboards to stock. Is that it? Is that all people do on their bikes and skateboards these days? That's all I see. It's just stalkers. Every time I see someone on a bike or a skateboard. And then I've seen a bike guy sync up with a skateboard guy a couple of times. I saw that last year. Like last summer. There was a couple of times where I saw a bike guy and a skateboard guy like that aren't together. You know, like they're just coming from opposite directions and they're just meeting me at an intersection. Seen that a few times. Here you go, more of them. There's a white construction truck. And a bunch of whiteys. And the guy in the red car is still just sitting there in the parking lot. He hasn't gotten out yet. So let's see what he's gonna do. Let's just make sure that he just coincidentally pulled into the parking lot 10 times, synced with 10 different white cars. And then he's just a coincidence over there. He's gonna get out and nothing's gonna happen, right? Is that how it's gonna happen when he finally gets out? When's he gonna get out? They're walking back out of the U-Haul synced with all these cars. These every time they go in and out of the U-Haul, it's synced with cars. White cars in particular. Seems like it's been a white car every time, I think. Here comes another truck in the parking lot. Is he another stalker head? He's parking behind the other stalker. From my perspective, it's right behind him. So he's probably another stalker. They're walking out of the U-Haul, synced again. Well, that red car and the other car, they're just sitting there. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm not gonna sit here and stare at them all day. So they're gonna do something eventually. So that's just it. It's just a cliffhanger. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You don't get to find out what happens.